Hello everyone, welcome to very first lesson of learning Adobe Photoshop. So if you were absolute beginner, then you have to start the learning from here, because in our first lesson we will be introduced with the interface of Photoshop. So I'm using the latest version of Photoshop in my computer, so you must have to try to use the latest version of Photoshop. And if you are using an older version, in that case many function will be not similar with my Photoshop. So therefore I will request you to use the latest version of Photoshop. So when you will run the Photoshop software, in that case at first you will have an interface like this. So here is all the functions are available. So you can see here we have two things in here. First one is create new, second one is open. So basically, when you will create any kind of design or when you will create any document, in that case, you must have to go with the create new. So for creating a canvas or for creating a design, you always have to choose this create new option. So let me click this create new button. Then you will have a pop-up. So you can see here, I have a pop-up in here, and you can see I have some tabs in this pop-up like recent, saved, photo, print, art, illustration, web, mobile, film and video. So these things are actually started from photo, print, art, illustration. These 6 things are preset from Adobe Photoshop. So you can see here you can put the manual value for your canvas or for your design or for your document. So you can see here you can set the customized document, because here is the field for set up the width and here is the field for set up the height. And if we were looking to have some preset, in that case you can directly click to this photo tab. So let me click in this photo tab. So you can see here we have some default presets are here, and all these things are in blank document. So you can see here that the default Photoshop size is 7 inch by 5 inch, and if you consider the resolution, then 300 resolution or PPI, that means pixel per inches. Here is it seems the resolution. And after the first one, you can see here the landscape, and the size of this document is 3 inch by 2 inch, but the default size is 7 by 5 inch. Okay, so there are many more landscape, portrait, documents presets are available, and if you were looking to work with the photos, in that case you can pick any preset from here. Okay, the next one is print. So this print is considered for printing purpose. So you can see here the first one is called later, and the size of the later or for the size of this document is 8.5 by 11 inches. And if you consider the second one, we have the legal size, likewise 8.5 by 14 inches. That means this is the paper size of legal documents. Then here is the tabloid size, that is 11 by 17 inches. So if you were looking to create some kind of document for printing purpose, in that case you will have all the preset of printing are here under the print tab. So the next one is art and illustration. So if you are looking to create a poster or postcard, in that case you can pick it up from here, because Photoshop provides some presets for creating posters as well as postcard. The next one is web. So if you were looking to create some kind of banner for website, in that case you can pick this 1920 pixel by 1080 pixel, as well as for the medium 1440 by 900 pixel. And there are many more presets are available, like for MacBook. You can see here is the MacBook Pro 13 version, and here is the size. And you can see here it's not in inches right now, it's considered as pixel. So you have to make sure the difference between inch and pixels. So let me click in this print tab once again. You can see here the later document size is 8.5 by 11 inches. Here is the size is inches, but if we consider in web, here is it seems 1920 by 1080 pixel. So you must have to make sure that what size you are going to use. So basically, for printing purpose, inches are widely using, and if you consider some kind of web purpose for creating some kind of banner, or say creating some kind of slideshow, or any kind of issue that's related with the website, pixels are widely using. And you can see here, if you are looking to create some customized document, or if you want to put some manual value, in that case, here is the field for setting up the width, and here is the field for setting up the height, and here is the option for choosing the inches or pixels. So let me click in pixels. So you can see here, you can set up in size for inches, you can set up the size for centimeters, millimeters, point, and picas. So basically, these pixels and inches are widely using. So we are keeping the pixels in here. Okay, and next to tab is mobile and film and video. So here is the mobile tab. So if you are looking to create some kind of a document for iPhone 10 or iPhone 6, 7, 8 Plus or any other version, in that case you can use these things. And for film and video, depend on your resolution, you can pick the document or canvas size from here. So as an example, here is 1920 by 1080 pixel canvas in here. So as this is our first lesson, therefore I want to use this default size of Photoshop. So therefore I'm going to click in this photo version, and you can see here default Photoshop size, that is 7 by 5 inches. So here is the default size in here. And before creating the document, let me introduce with some more functions. So you can see here is the color mode. So if you click in color, there are basically two type of color modes are widely using, that is RGB color and CMYK color. But if you consider that RGB color and CMYK color, except this two color, there are some more color like lab color and many more. So let me show you how these things are working. Let me click in this RGB color. So as I was saying, that RGB color and CMYK, these two color mode are widely using. But along with RGB and CMYK, you can have this lab color, grayscale, bitmap. So every different color have different type of uses, and we're going to use this different type of color mode while we will create more document in here. So as a default, I am using this RGB, that means a red, green, and blue color mode in here. Okay, the next word is background content. So what will be your background content? Do you want to keep the transparent background, or do you want to place some colorful background, or do you want to place some white background? You can declare these things while you will create a new document for Adobe Photoshop. So by default, this white background content remains, and this white background content is the default background content. But if you were looking to have a blank background content or transparent background content, you can do these things from here. So let me show you. Let me click in this white option. So as I was saying, that if you were looking to change the background content, in that case you can change it from here. So if you were looking to use black background content, you can select it from here. If you're looking to use background color, you will be able to use that. If you want to use transparent, in that case you can use this transparent as well. And if you were looking for some customization, in that case you can use this custom. So as this is our first lesson, we will not make so much complicated. Therefore we are just using this white or default background content, and once everything is done by selection, you can go for the create button. So let me click create. Here we go, we got our first interface, or we created our first document in here. And you can see here that our name of the document is untitled till yet, because we didn't save these things. And you can see here we have the white background content. So instead of white, if we set transparent while we were creating the document, in that case you may not have this white background. So hope you understand the point of view how this background content is working. Okay, so now we are going to be introduced with the tools. So you can see here at the left side we have the toolbar, and we're going to introduce with the each tool. So therefore I want to add an image, because if we apply that tool practically with images, then it will be more helpful for you to understand. And therefore at first we need to add an image. Therefore I'm going to click this file menu, and from there I'm going to click this open option, or instead of open you can use this place embedded option. So this open and the place embedded option are basically same things, but when you will use this open option, that image will be opened in a new tab. So you can see here we have a tab in here, but when you will use open option, and if you have an existing tab opened, in that case your image will not be opened in this present tab. That image will be opened in a new tab. But if you want to add the image in your present tab, therefore you have to go for this place embedded option. Therefore I'm going to click this place embedded option. Then a pop-up will appear, and you can see here I have some images inside my folder, and I want to add an image. So as an example, I want to select this image, and once you will select the image from your folder, you just have to go for place option. So here is the image. So as I was saying, that when you will use place embedded option, that image will be placed in here. Okay, so once you apply the place embedded option, you can see here that image is not placed in our document, and you can see here's the pointer, here is the pointer, so it's not commit transform yet. So for commit transform you can use two ways. You can just hit the enter button from your keyboard, or you can click this tick mark. So when you will place your mouse cursor in this tick mark, you can see the name commit transform. So let me click this tick mark, and you can see here that image is placed properly in our document. Okay, now we will learn about the tools. So let's start with the first tools. So you can see here at the first we got move tool, and the shortcut key for move tool is V for violin. So this move tool are basically using for moving any image or any layer. So if you want to move this image in somewhere inside the document, in that case you have to use the move tool. So let me click in this move tool, and once I clicked in move tool, you can see here my mouse cursor is changed. And if you want to move this image from this document, or if you want to move that image at the top right or top left, in that case you have to use this move tool. So you have to use the drag and drop option. So you just have to press your left button of your mouse, and then you have to hold and you have to move your mouse cursor like this. So what you have to do, you have to press and hold, and you have to move your mouse cursor. So along with your mouse cursor, the image or layer will be moved. So this is how the move tools are working. Okay, the next tool is a rectangular marquee tool. So once you will place your mouse cursor in the tool, you will have the preview, and the name of the tool is rectangular marquee tool, and the shortcut is M for money. So if you need any selection, in that case you will be able to use this marquee tool. So let me select this one, and for making some kind of selection, like if you want to make a selection for this font wheel, you just have to use the drag and drop method as well. So you just have to draw a selection, and you can see here it's selected. So this have the rectangle shape right now, but along with the rectangle shape there are some more shapes are available. So therefore you have to right click with your mouse in here, then you will have the more functionalities. So if you looking for selecting some kind of circle, in that case you can use this elliptical marquee tool. Here is a single row marquee tool, single column marquee tool. So depend on your need, you can pick any marquee tool for selection from here. Okay, the next one is lasso tool. So you can see here this is called the lasso tool. Actually, these lasso tools are also using for selection. But if you consider between marquee tool and lasso tool, in that case, with the marquee tool, you will be able to use just a diagram. That means when you will use a rectangle shape for selection, you will only be able to select the in rectangle format. When you will use this elliptical marquee tool, you will be able to select only in round shape. Okay, but what you will do when you have to make some selection in your image by point to point, therefore you can use this lasso tool. So let me select this lasso tool, and the shortcut for lasso tool is L for lion. So I want to make a selection of this back wheel. Therefore I want to make the selection in my own way. So you can see here I just make a selection for wheel, and for making selection you can move the selection tool as you want, and it's only possible with the lasso tool. So let me show you once again. Okay, you can see here I just make some selection, but I select it in my way. So this is the main benefit for using of lasso tool. Okay, so when you will right click with your mouse in lasso tool, you will have some more tools like polygonal lasso tool and magnetic lasso tool. So polygonal lasso tool are just using for straight lines. Let me show you. Suppose you want to make a selection from their back roof to front. In that case, you can just use this polygonal lasso tool. So let me click in here, and when I am moving my mouse, you can see here along with my mouse the line is moving, and you can see here only a straight line is appearing. Okay, so only straight line, straight line, straight line, straight line, straight line. Okay, so this polygonal lasso tool is using for making some selection with the straight line. Okay, the next part is magnetic lasso tool. So magnetic lasso tool is really interesting. So if you need to make some perfect selection, in that case you can use this magnetic lasso tool. Let me show you how these things are working. Suppose you need to make a selection for this vehicle, and it will be a little complicated because we have some round shape, we have some rectangle shape. So it will be really tough for us if we use the rectangle tool, or if we use the marquee elliptical tool, or if we use the lasso tool. But along with the help of this magnetic lasso tool, you can do that very easily. So let me place my mouse cursor in here, and I'm just moving my mouse cursor, and along with my mouse cursor, I'm not clicking my mouse left or right button, I'm just moving my mouse cursor, and you can see while I'm moving my mouse, it's making the selection automatically. So this is the main benefits or the main feature of the magnetic lasso tool. Okay, the next part is object selection tool. So this is the object selection tool, and the shortcut is W for winter. Suppose you need to select this wheel, or you need to select this post. So it will be really tough for you for making the selection inch by inches. But if you were looking to select all these things at once, in that case you can use this object selection tool. Let me show you how these things are working. So you just need to make a selection, because I want to make a selection for this post, and therefore I make a selection till here, and you can see it's automatically select the post. So this is the main benefit of object selection tool. And inside the object selection tool, there are some more functionality are available, like quick selection tool and magic wand tool. Let me show with the quick selection tool. With the quick selection tool, you just need to click in somewhere. Let me click in this yellow color of the vehicle, and you can see here I just clicked in here and entire yellow block is just selected. So this is the main benefit of quick selection tool. And the magic wand tool is really more impressive. Here is the magic wand tool. If you want to select a large area, in that case with the same color, then you can use this magic wand tool. Suppose I want to select this sky part, so therefore I have to place my mouse cursor in this empty space or a sky part, and then you just have to click once, and you can see here most of the relevant area is selected. That means that magic wand tool are specifically calling the colors. So I selected this empty area, and you can see here most of the empty areas are selected. So this is how this magic wand tool is working. Okay, right now we're going to learn about the crop tool. So you can see here this is the crop tool. So shortcut of crop tool is C. So if you need to crop any image, or if you want to crop any part from your image, in that case you can use these things. Okay, so let me use this tool. Let me click in here, and you can see here we got an area. So how many percent or which part of the image you want to keep, or which part you want to remove or delete or crop, you have to select it with this frame. So you can see here right now we have a frame. So if you want to delete this lower part, you can see here we have some extra lower part, as well as if you want to remove this right side, then you have to make a selection first. So I want to remove this part, especially this lower part, and that's why you have to make a selection. So I'm selecting in here. So you can see here I just set the radius till here, and the part I'm going to crop, here is the black curve, and here is the white bar at top and in bottom. So once it's done, you just have to click this tick mark, or you can just hit the enter button from your keyboard. So let me tick this click mark. You can see here that white part of top and bottom is removed, as well as the curve. So this is how you will use the crop tool. And once you cropped an image, and if you need get back, or if you are looking for some kind of undo option, in that case you have to go with the edit menu. So here is the edit menu, and from there you will have this undo option. So let me click this undo crop. So you can see here we got our image back. So this is the basic functionality of undo and redo. So without cropping these things, if you want to remove that white top part, as well as the bottom white part, as well as the black curve in here, in that case again you have to go in edit menu, and from there you just have to click this redo crop option. Let me click this redo crop, and you can see here we got our previous image back, or cropped part back. Okay, so this is how you will use the crop tool. The next one is frame tool. If you need any placeholder, in that case you can use this frame tool. So let me use this frame tool, and the shortcut key for our frame tool is K for kite. Okay, so for making any placeholder, you just have to draw the placeholder, or you just have to draw the frame, and you can see here a placeholder is added, as well as you can see here this is our layer panel. I am going to take another lesson for layer, because a layer part is a little complicated, therefore I am going to take another lesson for layer. Okay, so you can see here that a placeholder is added, as well as a layer. Okay, the next part is eyedropper, and the shortcut key is I for Iceland. Okay, so if you need to pick any color, if you need to know any color code, in that case you can use this eyedropper. So you can see here we have the blue color for this vehicle, we have the black color for the wheel, as well as we have some blue color for the another car. So if you want to know the exact color of any object or any element, in that case you have to use this eyedropper. So let me click with this eyedropper in the blue part, and you can see here we got the exact color that is used inside the vehicle. Let me click in this road part. You can see here this portion is used in road. If I click in this blue car, you can see here we got the exact color in here that is used in the car. So if you were looking for color code, exact color code, in that case you just have to click in this option, or you can consider these things as the foreground color. So you just have to click in here, then you will have the exact color code in here. So if you copy this color code and if you paste in somewhere, you will have the exact color that is are using in here. So this is an international color code. Okay, so let me click OK. So this is how you will use the eyedropper. Okay, the next part is spot healing brush tool. So this is called the spot healing brush tool, but I'm going to skip some tools in here because this spot healing brush tool, like this blur tool, dodge tool, as well as this gradient tool, this is a large lesson. So in shortly you will not be able to understand the basic use of these tools. Therefore I am going to take a different or separate lesson for some tools. Okay, the next part is brush tool. So with the name of the tool you can understand that for drawing some kind of, or for painting some kind of object or any line, you can use this brush tool. So therefore I am selecting this brush tool, and with the brush tool you will be able to draw some images. But you can see here till yet our mouse cursor is locked. We are unable to paint any line in here because we have some layer factor. And you can see here at right side, at right bottom, we have a panel. This is called our layer panel. So you can see here we have frame 1 layer, and this frame layer is only using for this placeholder, but the main image is this Harson unsplash image. So we have to make the selection of this layer, and we have to rasterize the layer, and I'm going to discuss in details about the layer in the layer lesson. Okay, so you can see here now my cursor is changed and my mouse cursor is turned into a circle. And you can see here we have another option, and you can see here we have 13 pixel. So this is the size of my mouse cursor or brush. So let me increase the size of my brush. Instead of 13 pixel, I turned into 45 pixel, and now you can see my brush size or cursor size is increased. Now whatever you want to draw, you can draw or you can paint using the brush tool. So let me paint something else. You can see here I got a brush, or I got a line using the brush. So this is how you will use the brush tool. Okay, the next part is clone stamp tool, but this clone stamp tool and history brush tool, these things I'm going to skip for now because this clone stamp tool have a wide uses. Okay, the next word is eraser tool. So the shortcut of this eraser tool is E for elephant. So let me select this one. Okay, so if you want to erase, or if you want to delete some part of the image, in that case you can use this eraser tool. Or now I have to increase the size of my eraser tool brush size, and here is the option for changing the brush size. So by default I have 13 pixel, but instead of 13 pixel I want to go for a 44 pixel. Okay, now I want to erase this this wheel part. So let me erase this wheel part. Okay, you can see here that wheel is erased, and you can see inside our layer panel we have the background layer in here, and the color of the background is white. So after deleting or erasing the wheel, we got our main background content, as well as, let me delete this yellow part. So we found our background content in here. Okay, so this is the gradient tool. I'm going to skip this gradient tool, and this gradient tool is have a vast use, as well as this blur tool. Okay, I can show you the use of blur tool. So if you want to make any part blur, in that case you can use this blur tool. Okay, so you just have to select the blur tool, and let me increase the size of my brush of blur tool. Okay, so you can see here I have a wheel, and if you want to make this wheel blur, in that case you can use the blur tool. So you just have to use your mouse, you just have to press and hold, and then you have to move your mouse cursor, and you can see here our front wheel seems blur. Let's take a look at the difference between before and after. So let me use this redo option from edit menu. Okay, you can see here we have the clear front wheel. Okay, and if you were looking to redo option, then you can just go for edit menu, and here is the redo blur tool. So we have the blur wheel once again. Okay, the next part is dodge tool. Actually, this dodge tool have a wide use, and I will take a different lesson for dodge tool, for pen tool. Okay, the next part is horizontal type tool. So if you need to type any text, in that case you just have to use this horizontal type tool. So let me select this one, and the shortcut key for T for telephone. So you have, once you will click in this horizontal type tool, you will have different options like a vertical type tool, vertical type mask tool, horizontal type mask tool. So the widely using option is horizontal type tool. So let me select this one, and for writing for any text, you just have to place your mouse cursor in your image or in the document, and you can see here a demo text is just appeared. So let me write opened online. Okay, you can see here I just written a text opened online, and this is the text I just written, and there are some different type of setup in here, like font style, like text size, color. So this using of this horizontal type tool will be widely shown in the next some chapters, because we have to use this horizontal type tool a lot. Okay, the next part is this rectangle tool. Okay, this is really interesting, and if you right click in this rectangle tool, you will have more shapes. So as like a rectangle tool, if you need a rectangle shape, you can use this rectangle tool, and if you need a rounded rectangle, in that case you can use this rounded rectangle tool. If you need a circle, in that case you can use this ellipse tool. For triangle shape, you can use this triangle tool. You can use polygon tool, you can use line tool, as well as you can use the custom shape tool. Okay, so let me use this rectangle tool, and the shortcut key for our rectangle tool is U for umbrella. So let me select this one, and let's draw a rectangle shape. So you can see here we got a rectangle shape in here, and if you want to draw any circle, in that case you just have to right click with your mouse, and from there you just have to go for this ellipse tool, and let me draw a circle. Okay, you can see here we got the round shape. Okay, so this is how you will use this ellipse tool or a rectangle tool. Okay, the next thing is zoom tool. So if you need to zoom in or zoom out, in that case you can use this zoom tool, and the shortcut key for zoom tool is Z for zoom, Okay, so let me select this zoom tool, and for zoom in you just have to make sure that this plus sign is selected. So let me click. You can see here my image is zooming in, and for zoom out you just have to select this minus sign, and then you will be able to zoom out. Okay, so we introduced almost most of the tools from our toolbar, and the rest tools we are going to learn in different separate lesson for using some of the tools, because these tools have a wide uses. Okay, so right now I am pretty sure you have the basic idea about the tools of Adobe Photoshop.